Welcome back, everybody. If you've been around the channel for a while, you'll remember a year and a half or so ago, I posted a video called the Human Translation Project. This is a project that myself and two friends, Chan and Tim, underwent to translate the Carddass Masters G Neon Genesis Evangelion card game into English, or at least a chunk of it for now. We translated roughly 70 or so cards. There was a book that was released to go kind of alongside the game, similar to how Magic used to have like the card encyclopedia books and stuff like that. But it basically included like images of every card and a little bit of breakdown of what they did or whatever. But it also had a deck list for each of the like main characters that it sort of suggested that you play. We thought as an initial goal, the best thing to do would be to translate and complete those first 6 starter decks, just to get players like out and into the game. We could kind of release it as like a box set where you could just pick up a character's deck. I want to play the Asuka deck, I want to play the Shinji deck, whatever, and just kind of go. We have a goal to translate more of the cards to allow for more like customization and things, but of course life is as life does, and we haven't gotten around to it yet. But the decks themselves are ready to at least print and enjoy. But it felt weird to me, with as much work as we put into that project, to not own some of what we based all of our work on. So I got online and grabbed myself one of the original starter decks for the Japanese version of the card game, and I thought it would be fun to just kind of open it up and see what's included inside one if you bought one of this actual product. Mind you, I don't speak or read fluently or anything Japanese, so I can't like do a full deck breakdown or anything for you today. It'll mostly just be kind of an unboxing and speak along as we go through it, and I kind of reminisce about the project a little. So I don't know, maybe this is more for me than it is for anyone else, but I thought it'd be really cool to see what we get inside of one of these boxes. The box itself is nice. It's got a cool Evangelion logo across the top, barcode on the bottom, your regular sticker, the Gynax approved label there. A really cool thing about this card game is it was released in conjunction with Gynax, and they oversaw the production of things. They included specific content exclusive to the game, which I think is really, really neat. So we just kind of crack things open here. Set the deck down, take our little rulebook off. The card backs look super nice. Whoa, there we go. Logo looking good. I like the card back for this game. The rulebook is, your kind of standard thick, small rulebook, but being in Japanese, you get a lot of, oh, here we go, we got another game. Scramble Gather. Uh-oh. I think there's one more that I've seen in the back of one of these too. Yeah, Chaos Gear. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, there's plenty of content within this rulebook. This rulebook has been translated to English as well, and is included in the documentation that we have alongside our game. I'll post the link to that in the video description, so you can pick up the game in English if you'd like. But it's your standard rulebook, breaks down card types and what they do, shows kind of the general play space. A unique thing about this game is that the game shares a shared play space. Every player is playing the same kind of board state. There's a set of characters, all of the main characters, main 6, in the center of Tokyo 3, and then the Evas are kind of alongside the edge of the table. And as you're playing the game, things will be used to harm or attract characters to one another, where they'll kind of group into pairings like this. That's most of the objective of the game. There are a little bit of, the mech battle stuff from when you have to get in the Eva, when Shinji has to get in the robot and fight. But so much more of it is the character drama and the intrigue and the way that plays out between characters, as is the show. So I think that's a really cool thing about this game. I think they really captured a lot of what made the show really interesting. and I'm glad that it worked out as well as it did in a game format. So within the decks, every deck is sort of semi-randomized. You get some fixed cards kind of towards the back. Each deck has a unique instrumentality card, which is the sort of objective card of your deck. It's what you're trying to accomplish to get your win. But those are unique to each deck. They're kind of randomized. And then the sort of top 10 or so cards of the deck are also included in the deck to go along with that instrumentality card to sort of help that objective. So the first card that you get in your pack is the instrumentality card that you get. So we get the Shinji and Rei one. Now we'll start with the front side here. A super iconic shot of Rei on this side. First children, Rei, and then some like basic blurb about the character and then what the card effect does. This, I think this card just says it can speak one white card a turn. Almost all the characters just, not a character. This is an instrumentality card. Either way, this is a card effect flavor text. Now the back side of the card is what's pretty unique about these. You get your foil, which is cool. Or at least gold stamp, not foil. But you have your card title, card effect, which is what you need to do to win. If you complete this front side, you flip to the back. If you complete the back side, your opponents have one last chance to stop you from achieving instrumentality, thematic. And if they don't, you win. There's a little bit more flavor text here. Now, a cool thing, like I had mentioned before, with Gynax being overseeing this, there's some stuff that is special about this. So this art here is brand new. The backside of all of these instrumentality cards is not art from the show. It was created for the game, as well as the flavor text across the bottom is also unique to this moment. So it's like additional story that you get by being able to play and read the game. Some of the flavor text on the cards as well also expands the story of the show and provides more lore. One of the Black Moon and the angels, the seeds of Adam and Lilith, we learned about that more originally. Some of the first information we got about that back when this came out was because of these cards, actually. So I think that's just a really cool thing. It's something that makes this game a little bit special. But the fact that your backside of these cards is unique to the card game is really cool. They're basically alternate happy endings for the characters. So this card is Rei ends up with Shinji. And that's kind of your objective. And it's sort of the alternate ending of if Rei ends up partnered with Shinji. So this here is one of the put cards. These kind of come into play. They are, what's the best word? They're kind of put on a character and they do something and then go away at the end of the turn. They've all got a name, text, flavor text, but then unique about this game, you have the spoken lines of dialogue, which you set this down this way and the character will speak it. When they do, they'll either harm or attract another character. In this case, these circle icons mean it attracts a character. The triangle icons, which we'll see here, mean it harms a character, and it matches the color of that character. So black is Gendo, blue is Shinji. So this card, if you play it as a line, it will attract Shinji or Gendo. And then the cool thing about this game, when you end your turn, you add up this total number here on the edge of the cards, and that's how many cards you'll draw or have to discard at the end of your turn. So here, if I had just played this card this turn, I'd have to discard a card from my hand at the end of turn. If you run out of cards in your hand at any time, you just die, which is a really unique thing. There aren't many games that say, if you don't have cards in your hand, you just lose, but this is one of them, so you've got to really be careful with stuff like this. Ooh, this is exciting. So this card here, it's I hate mom, I hate dad, I hate everybody. But this is one I know is one that we had to translate for our game. Actually, I think I have it here. Ooh, I do. Here. So this was the translated version of our card. As you can see, the template is a little bit different, still sort of the same, but we did kind of rebuild this all from the ground up. The version that they used in the kind of Netflix dub was a little more like shadowed in this scene, as opposed to this one. This might have actually been from like another a Flash specifically, but we paired up the text from the Netflix dub of the show to go along with the card text. The dub from Netflix, there are mixed opinions on, but kind of regardless of your opinion of that, it is like the easiest way for an English-speaking audience to consume Evangelion at this point. So that's the text we went with. If you were a new fan, if you had never seen Evangelion before and you're going to watch it today in English, you would probably see the Netflix dub. So we went with that one to make it the most accessible. But as you can see here, there's the line she speaks, "I'll think for myself and live for myself." So it attracts Asuka. Your character has to speak the same color card. So in this case, this is a card that Asuka has to play, and it attracts Asuka, so it basically like heals her. So you can play this as a card that heals Asuka, or you can play it as its effect to harm each character with a harm mark instead of choosing one. Normally you pick one or the other. In this case, this card would let you hurt everyone, or all your red cards for this turn basically would let you hurt everyone that it would say on them, instead of just the one. Oh, here's another really iconic shot. Couple of Ritsuko cards here. Ooh, this is such a famous scene. Toji. Cool. This is another card actually that I know we did. It's part of the Gendo deck. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So as you can see, still sort of same design. These are strangely off center. The cut on these is real bad, but we included the flavor text. Now this one, I think the flavor text on this is a little bit more to do with like the specific scene or whatever. With this one, we did the flavor text to kind of match the moment, as like this is what was being said as the scene was happening. So we paired them up with a little bit more accurate to the scene itself flavor text. So some of these don't have like word for word the original, like what would have been on the Japanese card. So it's kind of a no pun intended. It's kind of a rebuild of the Evangelion card game. Oh, another famous scene. So much of this game, and maybe it's because I like had to watch it so many times to get all the scenes and to like find the screenshots and stuff like that. But so much of the draw of this game for me is it's so loud. And what I mean is like you can hear it. I can hear Asuka say this. I can hear Asuka say these lines. I can hear this flavor text in my head. When I play this, I can envision like that moment of when it happened in the series, and I think that just like really adds a really cool draw to the game. Okay, so there we go. That's the end of the unique stuff to the deck. Here we get into the 6 characters. These start in play, and only one player needs to bring these. Everyone would bring them just in case, but you only need one set of these on the table. They start the game in Tokyo 3, and you're trying to connect these characters together. Shinji, Rei, and Asuka are included too. Misato, Ritsuko, and Gendo. No, I didn't get Rei and Asuka backwards. I saw the Rei card first in my head. Don't go in the comments saying I call this Rei. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here we have the Evas as well. These 3 cards start in play too. Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 0. These are just in play. You attach a character to it to pilot it against an angel. This is their kind of battle power. You'll have other cards that will give them additional strength to be able to fight the angels. But you'll really only need to use the Evas, of course, when angels show up. So we have another put card here. Oh, risque. The colors pop really nice on these. Oh man, yeah, this is a great one. I love the art in this moment. This scene looks so cool. This one is just called AT Field. And yeah, awesome card. Oh, cool. So our first angel. So these actually have a different card back than the rest of the deck. If you were playing without sleeves, you would just have to kind of be honest about it. But the way that angels work is as soon as you draw them, you have to put it into play and the angel is attacking. Your deck has to include one of these for every like 5 cards in your deck. But you can include more if you want. Some decks like Gendo want to like spam angels into play to hurt your opponents. But these are basically, they'll attack everyone. And if they attack you and you can't kill it, you have to discard cards from your hand to as like damage. And that's one way that you die. Beating an angel just puts it into your discard pile and moves on. Some decks want to beat the angel, some decks don't care. It just kind of depends on what your objective is. Asuka, for example, her thing is like she wants to show off, so she has to beat an angel on the first side, then she has to beat an angel on the second side, and with no one stopping her. Gendo wants to stop like 5 angels and then be by himself. Shinji wants to beat an angel on the first side and on the back get like admiration from his father for it, so you gotta then group them together. So it just kind of depends on the deck you're playing. One of the Masato instrumentality cards, she wants to kill all the angels, so you fight them on the front, fight them on the back. One of them, she wants to run away with Kaji, so you like just have to have her paired with Kaji at the end. Just kind of depends on which deck you're playing. These are grossly miscut. They're super shifted off to the side. Oh yeah, this angel's crazy. One of my favorites. See, this card, I was always curious like how this would look in a real image. Obviously, because all of our stuff is like scans of what we've seen. All the images that we've seen are scans of these cards that are like 20 years old or older. So this image is really, really dark in what we've been able to see. So when we recaptured it from the Netflix scene, it obviously looks better, but I was always curious what it would look like on a real card, and it pops really nice, actually. Oh, we got Zashiel here. Ooh, that card looks cool. The light on that is really neat. Oh yeah, just the combat knife. The scene. The getting the robot scene. Oh man. This episode after Asuka gets her brain defiled. Oh, man. Oh yeah, another angel here too. Maybe it's an angel for every 10 cards, because these are 30 card decks. So I think maybe it's one for every 10 cards. And finally, we close out with Ritsuka. Well, that's the entire contents of one of these starter decks. I think it's cool to be able to have a hold of this and just like look at what led us to the project we released. We spent so much time putting out what we did. It's cool to just take a look at what brought us here. Oh, I guess while we're sitting here, I will open that second deck and show you the instrumentality card I pulled from that one. That's just an easy thing to show off quick. Instead of going through a whole nother deck, we can look at that one. I did pull the Masato one for that one. The front side here is Masato doing her best Gendo impression. And then the back side, her standing against an angel. This flavor text here, I remember this one says, it's like even though the standing in front of the huge angel. She holds like the cross from her father. Her father's curse like still haunts her, but every day she moves farther away from it. It's something like that. But yeah, this one this is the one where she wants to kill the angels. So this side you have to kill angels. This one you have to kill them and succeed. If you fail this though, you have to go back to the front side. You go back to your level 1 card. So this one's really easy because all you have to do to win is you have to kill 2 angels, which is super simple. But it's also, you have to prevent yourself from getting stopped. If someone says, no, you didn't achieve it, you have to flip and you have to kill 2 more again. So there's like pros and cons to this one, but I just love the gold like frame and the new art for these. I think it's really neat. This one I think is, this picture has been around for a long time, but originated here. That's it though. That's all there is to see. We do have plenty more of this game like in the works. We're actually working on translating the Yui deck that's suggested within the box as well. That one we didn't do first because she's not one of the like main characters. We did Gendo, Ritsuko, Misato, Shinji, Asuka, and Rei, but they suggest one for Yui too, and we're gonna do that one next just to get all of the like suggested decks together. Then from there, we're going to work on finishing the cards within the first set and finish off eventually in 3052 with the end of Evangelion cards. Then who knows, maybe there's even room to like make our own stuff, maybe make some rebuild cards or something for Mari, or who knows. The sky's the limit. Either way, congratulations for finishing a 20-minute video of me just talking about cards none of us can read. But I thought it felt cool to own these and to have it in my collection. With as much work as I put into getting the game translated, it only felt right to own the progenitor of our project. So, until next time, thanks for hanging out.